Hey, what's going on, guys? In this video, we are looking at NVIDIA's latest GeForce Game Ready Driver, 596.21. And honestly, this one is pretty straightforward, but still worth knowing about because it is aimed at getting your system ready for newer games and smoothing out a few annoying issues. NVIDIA officially says this release is built to give the best experience for PRAGMATA, along with other upcoming titles that support DLSS 4.5 technology, including NTE, also known as Neverness to Everness, plus Windrose, which uses DLSS 4 features. That means this update is not trying to reinvent the wheel, but it is doing the important job of making sure the newest games launch in a better place right out of the gate. And the first thing people usually want to know with any driver update is simple. What got fixed? Well, in this case, NVIDIA lists one specific gaming fix, and it is for Arknights, Endfield. The issue was stutter that could show up during some gameplay, and that has now been addressed. That might sound like a single line in the notes, but for people actually playing that game, a fix like this can make a huge difference in feel, responsiveness, and overall smoothness. When you are in the middle of a session and the image keeps hitching for no clear reason, that kind of thing can break the experience fast, so having it cleaned up is a welcome change. On the general bug side, NVIDIA does not list any extra general fixes for this release, so the official note there is basically NA. That tells me this update is very focused rather than packed with a long stack of system-wide changes. In other words, if you were hoping for a giant laundry list of broad fixes, that is not really what this driver is. It is more of a targeted game-ready drop that leans into support for specific new releases and one known gaming issue. A few other details are worth mentioning because they help set the context for what this driver is meant to do. NVIDIA released it on April 16, 2026, and it is marked WHQL for Windows 10 64-bit and Windows 11. That means it is a certified release, not some experimental build, so it is intended for normal use on supported systems. The official driver page also points out that notebook users should check their OEM for certified notebook drivers, which is NVIDIA's standard reminder that laptop support can vary depending on the machine maker. Now, from a gamer's point of view, the real story here is that NVIDIA is clearly continuing to tune its driver branch around the newest wave of titles and features like DLSS 4.5. That is important because modern games are not just about raw performance anymore. They're also about stability, image quality, frame generation, or the driver is ready before the game itself lands. So even though this update is not loaded with a long list of headline fixes, it still matters because drivers like this often help keep launch day problems from turning into week-long headaches. If you already play PRAGMATA, NTE, or Windrose, this is the kind of release you will definitely want to keep an eye on because NVIDIA is explicitly saying those games are part of the reason this driver exists. And if Arknights Endfield has been giving you stutter, then this update is even more relevant since that specific issue is on the fixed list. For everyone else, the main takeaway is that this is a clean, game-focused driver update that prepares systems for upcoming releases and trims at least one known gameplay issue out of the way. So yeah, that is the big picture here. A new game-ready driver, support for newer DLSS-based releases, one specific gaming fix, and no extra general bug fixes called out by NVIDIA. It is not the kind of update that screams for drama, but it is exactly the kind of update that can quietly make a PC feel better when the right game is installed. If you are the type of person who keeps your drivers current, this one fits that pattern nicely, especially with the way NVIDIA is positioning it around these upcoming titles and their performance features.